John, you've got 8 games left, 41 points on the board. How satisfied are you with what's come up to this point and where you are at the minute?
Yeah, pretty satisfied. Obviously, we want more, and that's the aim now to try and pick as many points as possible from now till the end of the season. With there's only 8 left, so and we'll try and do that. But yeah, we would have liked more. We should have got more. We haven't. But yeah, at the minute, 41 sounds all right.
We've talked a little bit about getting a reward for what you've been putting into the games, and that has started to happen. I think nearly a third of your points here have come in your last 3 games. How pleasing has the improvement been in home form in recent weeks, and how hard is it to keep that up?
Well, it is. It's very pleasing, isn't it? So we're obviously showing progression, aren't we? You know, we were talking about that this morning in terms of defending as a team from the front, and we look more solid in every department, to be honest. So, you know, that was obviously evident on Saturday against the team that was scoring. I think they scored 3 the week before. Swindon got the big target man, and Smith. So the progression's there. We can see it, and that comes with the points that we've got.
You mentioned solid there. 4 clean sheets in your last 7 games. Last one was in that 0-0 draw you just referenced. We often talk about defenders and goalkeepers taking pride in that. I get the sense that everybody's taking pride in that, and being hard to beat is something that's high on your agenda. Is that fair?
Definitely, I think it's fair. Yeah, you know, you don't just defend from the back when the ball's in your half and you have to defend. You've got to start from the front. So, you know, whether it's a goal kick, whether the ball's been thrown out, whether they've gone long, it's come back quickly. You defended the first action, the ball's dropped back in their half, and then you defend it from the front. And our lads, whoever's played in there, even when Dallas Costello was here, you know, everyone who's played up front has put a shift in. You know, and the manager last week, Hollowell was saying the same thing. You know, the Swindon manager saying he just loves how we play, loves how aggressive we are, loves where we're on the front foot, the mileage that the players cover, the ground we cover. He just loves it. And you know, when Ian talks, like, you know, he's been there, seen it and done it, and he's had over 1,000 games, and you sit down and listen, and to hear that off Ian last week was great for us. You know, especially me just starting to sort of my managerial career, if you like. So it was great to listen to him. He was really good company, and you know, we give us loads of plaudits. But yeah, you defend from the front, we're aggressive, and that's most important. So as I said, you don't just wait for it to come in your half and all stay, the back 5 are in or the back 4 in, the keeper's in, let him make saves. It starts from the front.
Just on that management thing, you're obviously a vastly experienced coach and played the game beforehand. A year and a bit into being the manager, how much are you enjoying that, interacting with the other managers, picking things up, maybe even picking their brains from time to time?
Well, do you know what? It goes back to me when I was in the Premiership with Athletic, and Roberto Martinez was the manager. So we played in the same team, me and Roberto, and he made sure that I came in, because I was the 18s and the 21 coach before I stepped up to the first team coach. But he made sure that I was in the manager's room afterwards, because I was part of his staff, to listen to what other Premiership managers were saying. So, you know, he was really big on his staff being around and taking as much as they can from everybody that was in there, and some really, really experienced managers. You know, Roy Hodgson was one of them, and who were listening to, wasn't talking to me, I was just in the room listening. You know, there was Brendan Rod, there was loads. I could sit here and speak about it all day, but there was loads I've took. So as I said before in the past, you know, I haven't just sort of, where's the job, and just got on with it. I've been of my stripes to get where I've got right now. And everything that I've done in the past, everything that I've learned and I've took from other managers, and you know, evidently what I've just spoke about the Premiership managers is put me in good stead for what I've been doing now.
I'm fascinated by that dynamic, and we're lucky enough, we're in the tunnel area when we interview you after a game, and the opposition staff will come up here to your office. What takes place in there? It feels a bit like the goalkeepers thing. You know, we talk about you've got 2 of them competing, but they're thick as thieves and they help each other. I get the sense that a lot of managers, there's only 92 of you, there's a lot of common ground there. There's a lot of cooperation and collaboration and conversation after you've played the game. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it is. And obviously one's won or lost or you've through the game, so you know, you shake hands on it, but you sit down and you know, you analyse or you try and pick bits out the game of each, how you done, what you done well, what you didn't do so well, how we can see the goals, whatever that is. And it's good to sit down with the other managers and obviously take note of what they're saying. I mean, you don't give too much away of what the game plan was and this, that and the other, because obviously you have to play them again or whatever that is. But I think it's really, you know, it's really informative, because you can get loads from other managers, and obviously I get loads from watching other teams. We do loads of video analysis, me and Jed Brannan. We go over hours of footage, we sit there and we go through everything to come up with game plans. But in the manager's room afterwards, it's like me and you sitting here now, Dan, having a conversation. What's your thoughts on this? how's he, I didn't know he was injured, whatever it was, and then you speak about other things, you know, maybe players that you could attract to your club, maybe I liked him today, so you can take him on, whatever that is. So there's a variety of things that you speak about, and I think it's really important that you do that.
We talked about that solidity. We've seen in flashes the quality that comes on top of that. How much of a challenge is it to maintain one and increase the sort of chances at the other end, that balance?
It is, and it's getting the balance. So that's it. So you have to be solid there, and you have to have the quality going forwards. And I think at times we haven't, and then we have one way and we haven't the other way. So I think it's ongoing. It's things that you have to work on the training ground, not just with a unit as a back four or a back five, or a midfield two or a midfield four, whatever it is. Or you have to work with it. It's ongoing, and you know, the more you do, hopefully the penny drops. Hopefully you take the information on board, the distances that, you know, the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch, the centre halves need close together, the full-backs to tuck in, all different tactical things going forward. Ball's going down the right side, the opposite wing has got to get in, or the opposite wing back has got to get in, or the midfielder's got to get into the box. So loads of things that you have to cover, but the biggest thing is that it has to be ongoing, and also you have to have the balance both ends.
How impressive have Bradford been this season to be second in the league?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be easy to sit here and say, well, they should be where they are. I mean, you've still got to go and do the job, and I think, you know, Graham has done a fantastic job there. So, you know, we're really looking forward to the challenge. They had a good result last week against Colchester, 4-1. Colchester have been a really flying high from where they were. You know, the Crowleys have took them up to, I think, the playoffs, or just outside the playoffs, maybe. So he's done a great job. They lost at home, I think, the game before against Tranmere, and then I think then they lost to Gillingham away. So we know the challenge. We're looking forward to it. It'll be a full house here, so we can't wait. Been chomping at the bit since getting on the bus at Swindon, since you open the laptop up and start looking at stuff. So really looking forward to the challenge. And to answer your question, he's done a great job.
How much does it appeal? It's kind of a bit like the games you played in League One, I guess, where you would get that big away following, your home following would respond, and you'd get a really great atmosphere. How much does everybody look forward to having that? Because we know that Bradford are going to travel in big numbers. Well,
I think you'd have to. I mean, I challenge the lads every day about doing the job, if you like, train well, play well, and then dealing with pressure. So the pressure will come Saturday from the fans. Pressure from our fans to want us to succeed, pressure from their fans to not want us to put the ball in the back of the net. So I think it'll be an unbelievable atmosphere, and I think it's who stands up, who takes the chances, and who stands up and deals with the pressure.
And obviously there's lots of games moved this year with a new TV deal. What do you make of the early slot? I know some managers aren't keen.
12, well, it's got to be done, hasn't it? So it's not like, let's feel sorry for ourselves, and we will look forward to it. It can be 12:30, 1:30, 2:00, 3 o'clock. So it is what it is. You deal with it, you adjust, you do what you've got to do, and at the end of the day, you want to get on the pitch and play football.